So this next comedian, she's someone I've been on a couple of shows with her and see her a lot of open mics. She's one of the hilarious person that I've gotten to know over the last year. So please give it up for Donna Shannon.
How y'all doing tonight? Are there any, sober people here? Oh! Well, I have been clean and sober for 24 years. Well, you know what the secret is, right? The secret to long-term sobriety? Yeah, you know this. You don't drink and you don't die. That's all it takes. Yeah, but here's the thing. I was like a hardcore, real alcoholic. I was not like one of these, oh, Becky, I have had 2 glasses of wine and I am so wasted. Oh, no. Man, I would drink my whiskey straight from the bottle, staring out that kitchen window, just like a man. Yeah. And yes, it was the 90s, so of course I did a lot of meth. It got so bad, my poor cat turned into an addict. Oh, I know. And I'm not talking about he was doing catnip, or he wasn't stealing my beer, he wasn't getting into my pot or whatever. That stupid cat would steal my meth. Do you know how bad meth tastes? What about that makes a cat go up to your plate and go, oh, that tastes just like ass. That's awesome. No. And then, of course, he would just run around the house meow, meow. It's like NASCAR in my house. Or NASCAT, if you will. But, this poor cat, his downfall started so early. He was just 4 months old, okay? Just a kitten. And we actually had some magic mushrooms sitting on the table, doing what you do, right? And I come walking back up from the back of the house, and the cat is leaning over the bag of mushrooms, and he's got one hanging off his lip. And he looks at me with defiance in his eye, and he goes, oh my God! Those mushrooms kill cats! Spoiler alert, it does not. But it does give them a very interesting evening. Yeah, paper trails and everything. But, so when I got sober, that poor cat, he would just stand in the corner and shake and look at me and go, what do you mean you got sober? I can't call the dealer and I have no money. You left me hanging. But, nobody really tells you the financial impact when, you actually get sober, right? Because in my neighborhood, there were 2 bars and 3 liquor stores that had to shut down. Bad for the economy. It was so bad, my dealer had to start selling his own stuff. I mean, my God, I did so much meth, when I quit, Walter White had to go back to teaching. Yeah, and marijuana, the only way the pot industry could recover is they had to make it legal. Yes, but as we all know, drinking and using does lead to some weird life choices, right? Can y'all admit that? Yeah. Well, let me put it this way. I never actually prostituted myself, but I did consider it. It's like those interesting times. Well, there's no gas in the car, and I have no food, and I do enjoy sucking cock. How bad could this be? I always say, if you do what you love, it's like you never work a day in your life. Oh. So I never made that move. I never went over the line, just saying. But I did have a pretty cool job once upon a time ago. I was actually the morning show producer for KBPI. Nice. Yeah, and I quit that job to go just live my second dream, which was to become a club DJ. Yeah, it was part-time. day shift at a strip club in Boulder. Yeah, let me tell you, it was not a very classy place. It's not like the Diamond Cabaret. It's no place Trump would go to, is what I'm saying. No. This is like more for your creepy uncle and your old grandpa to go hang out and have like dried out old nasty chicken strips served with a side of penicillin. Yeah, very classy place. It takes a certain kind of guy, I'm saying, to be coming to look at boobs at 11:30 on a Tuesday. Yeah, so here's the thing. They had some weird standards there for the strippers. It's like all of them wanted their G-strings made out of hemp. Hey, I'll tell you, if I was like out and didn't have anything to smoke at the end of the day, that was like an interesting experience. But honestly, there are just some things that should not smell like patchouli. Yeah, it's as bad as you're thinking, just saying that. But yeah, those weird girls. But we did have some really great benefits, you know? We had medical and dental and therapy. Lots and lots and lots of therapy. So that was a good thing. But also, they did give us random drug tests, mostly to make sure we were taking enough drugs. Yeah, it's called, you've got to just be in the right way. But anyways, I do want to tell you a little bit about how I actually got sober. And like most of us, it's a portrayal of errors, right? Because towards the end of my drinking and my using, I was not always in the best headspace, as you can imagine. Strip clubs will do that to you. But I was down to the point where I was living in my mom's basement, my husband and I, that's all we had left. And we were at a point where, honestly, I just hated myself so much, I just wanted to die every single day. I had to be high on something from the moment I woke up to the time I went to bed, because I could not deal with who I was and the guilt of everything, all the shitty things I had done. So my husband and I, we actually had a suicide pact. And I'm not saying he was going to kill me and then kill himself. No, our deal was we were going to do it together because we were so much in love in our tragedy that we could not stand a moment apart. But on this fateful night, we actually had a fight, which was very, very rare. And so we go to bed, and I'm like, if I lose Mike, I can't deal with anything. So I creep out of bed at 3 a.m., and I am going to go throw myself off the bridge and into Clear Creek. By the way, this is on 44th Avenue. It's about 12 feet high. And the river's about this deep. We're looking at probably a broken ankle here. It's not really going to work out. But anyways, Mike figures out that I got up and left. And he comes looking for me. And he is so upset. And he's not upset that I'm going to kill myself. He's upset that I'm doing it without him. Because that was not our deal. And you know what? We're running around the middle of the street. It's 3 a.m. on October 2nd. And we're half naked. So of course somebody calls the cops. Because there's half naked people running around at 3 a.m. And they never would have caught us. Except I fall into a thorn bush across the street from my mom's house. But here's the thing. In all my crazy manipulations and stuff I did to get out all the trouble I was in, I had convinced myself that I was Brer Rabbit. Yeah, some of y'all are Southern, you know what that means. That's right, because Brer Rabbit, whenever he would get in trouble, he would go, "Oh no, don't throw me in the briar patch." Because they would throw him in the briar patch. You gotta punish him, right? Give him what he's scared of. And then he gets up and he runs away laughing because I was born and raised in the briar patch. Well, on this night, my higher powers just went, "No, you don't, you wily wabbit. You're going to be stuck right there and the cops are going to catch you." And that's how they caught us. So then they take me and Mike, and we're standing in the yard, and they're like, so, what's going on here? And we're like, well, we're trying to kill ourselves. Will you please leave so that we can finish this? Turns out you cannot say that to cops. They have to do something about it if you say that, just letting you know. So, of course, they take us to the hospital, and the doctor's like, so, what's going on with you? And I'm like, well, I'm obviously crazy. I want to die. And the doctor looks at my chart, and he goes, well, I think from the amount of alcohol, meth, cocaine, and pot in your system, you might have a problem with drugs and alcohol. And I'm like, no, absolutely not. Because I'm convinced that that's what's keeping me alive. That's how delusional I was. But they take me off to detox, and I go to my first 12-step meeting there. And finally it hits me when I hear this little old lady sharing her story. And everything she had done, I had done, or I would have done in a heartbeat. And it hit me like lightning. And I knew in that moment I was an alcoholic, and more importantly, I didn't want to drink anymore. So I took that shiny silver coin, and they're walking us back to the locked recovery unit. And I get on the phone with Mike, who's in a psych ward downtown, and I'm like, how the hell am I going to explain this to my best friend, the only thing I have left in the world? And Mike, before he says anything, goes, I don't want to drink anymore. So after that, we just stayed sober. But of course, I had to go back to my job. There was boobs needed to be seen at 11:30. And I show up, and I had missed a few shifts, right? And so I'm checking in the girls, and they're like, Donna, where were you? And I go, can you believe it? I'm an alcoholic. I was in rehab. And all the strippers go, well, Donna, we could have told you that. So, important life tip. If like 10 strippers tell you that you're an alcoholic, you might have a problem. And I have some pamphlets in my car. Thank you very much. Let's hear it.